oh, I ain't getting a job unless they giving me 26, 27. Why? Yeah. You ain't show your value yet. Yeah. And there, you're going to start out at 18 cents. Yep. So at the end of the day, you got to build that value up on your own. Don't come out here and just think, oh, you about to get $30 out. That ain't how this thing work out here. Right. That ain't how it work. You got to build that up. Like, I seen violence and stuff like that, but like, I was so used to that, seeing that. But like, seeing somebody actually like take their own life. And there's a lot of mental people in that joint, but they'll talk it before they do it. Most of them using it to get something out of it. This dude actually did it.
When an ex-con gets released from prison, what they do in the first 90 days is critical. If they fail to get their affairs in order and find gainful employment, then 9 times out of 10, they will find themselves in a cell once again. However, 1/3 of lawbreakers will never reoffend. For them, reentry began well before their release. These are their success stories.
And you posted something on Instagram that I love, that to me, it seems to embody your whole mission. You said, if you could lead a gang, you could run a company. If you could pen a rap, you could write a book. If you could record a street fight, you could shoot a movie. If you could move packs, you could run a trucking company. Don't just take over the block, take over the world. Stop selling yourself short. That's game right there. But people, they gotta take the info and act on it.
It's a lot of it too, really, is more so like your circle, people you around. Right. You feel what I'm saying? When you around a bunch of people that don't really want you to move up and excel, that's how you gonna be. Yeah. So until you able to really like separate yourself, the thing about being from South Philly or any part of Philly, period, what I had to learn about jail, it allowed me to like use my tentacles to move around. So I got so many friends around the city of Philadelphia. I was able to move around a lot freer than other people. So I picked up a lot of different games from people. I went upstate twice. My first bid was more so like, I was young, I was wild, I was hot-headed. I didn't really soak in no games from nobody. The second time, I got around older people. Okay. You feel what I'm saying? They like, you know, look, I'm gonna sit you down. You understand? And you gonna listen. But I had to be ready. You feel what I'm saying? If you ain't ready. So when I sat down, that's when I got really heavy in the writing, real heavy. I wrote 42 books, I think. 42 of them. And 42. In the jail I was in Forest, I was like Black James Patterson. People come to the library to get my book.
How long was you up Forest for?
I did 5 years up there. Okay. I did 5 years at Parole. And then one I got published now with my man Basil McNeil. That's called Fouled Out. Okay. So that was his story. I wrote that in the whole. I wrote that in 3 days. And that's out. That's public. That's a
I saw that on Amazon.
Yeah, that's a public book. So I wrote that in 72 hours in the whole. So that was always my gift on the writing tip.
So I see a focused, successful, positive man, family man, sitting in front of me. But this is a show about people who went to prison and had to navigate parole once they got out. I'm not getting criminal vibes from you. So how you end up behind bars? Like, what's your backstory? What was growing up for you like?
Out here, you know, I grew up out the projects. So, you know, that was the task of projects. This was our playground mainly for swimming. We came over here to swim. It was separated in the 90s when I came up. And then everybody kind of got cool, you know, as people got older. We ain't really had too many, there wasn't really no positive influences out here for real. It wasn't really nobody, you know, that's the story of the ghetto. You feel what I'm saying? Drug dealers, killers. And we ain't really had nobody to put us on game, no real estate, no nothing like that. We just followed suit of what everybody else was doing. So my journey really began at a real, I went to juvenile. I got caught up in something called Cash for Kids. This was like back in the day and this was a big thing where like judges, lawyers, prosecutors, they was sending us to juvenile facilities for money. You feel medicating us and stuff like that. So I got that early juvenile. I did juvenile life. You know, I was in there from like the time I might have been 11 to 12 and then my whole teenage years. Like by the time I came home, sometimes I came home, some of the kids out here, I didn't even know them because I was going for so long as a juvenile. Every single time, you dig what I'm saying? So, and then when I got about 18, 19, I always was like, we sold candy out here. That was our first hustle before we ever sold drugs. It started from Stan the Candy Man. He was like the OG of the candy dude, and it passed down to my other old head, Cardi, and a couple other people had it, but that was our hustle. That's how we made money. So we already had that hustle in us, but we ain't had nobody to really expand that hustle and put us on different avenues of how to make money. So it led to drugs.
Right.
So once we started selling drugs, everything else came from selling drugs. So I'm catching back-to-back cases, you know, going, you know, and excelling, going from the county to the state and stuff like that. And but I had to go through it. I don't take none of it back. I don't regret it. I had to learn. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, I had to learn, because when you really look at your character as you get older, if you try to take any of those pieces away, you can't, because that's all the stuff that made you who you was. You feel what? You can't take none of that. Yeah, whether you like it or not. You feel what I'm saying? You can't take none of them pieces away.
Yeah. So how long you been out?
I've been home since 2012.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been home since 2012.
Are you still on parole? You done?
No, I'm done. They actually I walked it all off. They actually let me off early because I started a business.
Wow.
So the PO I had, she put in a petition for me to get off early.
That's what's up.
And I used to come down there and speak at a couple groups and stuff like that to the other parolees, like, yo, pretty much telling them like how to start their own business, what they could do. And I was telling them, like, you know, jump in real estate. And the reason why I wanted people to do it is because I feel like we came from the streets. We came from drug dealing. We came from all these different things. The hustle was already in you. Just switch the product.
That's it.
Just switch the product. You drive, you got a license, man, get you a truck. You understand what I'm saying? You know how to navigate, you know how to communicate with people. Man, get you a situation where you can do that and you can monetize. You know what I mean?
How you make it so long without reoffending? Like, what's your secret to success? You got so many people out here on parole, on probation, saying it's hard, saying this, saying that. How did you even got off early? So like,
the only blueprint I could really tell somebody what worked for me is your circle, the people you around. If you on the path of trying to do the right thing and you around a bunch of dudes from the street, that's what you're gonna lean to. It's inevitable you're gonna lean to it, because if I look at it like, you know, when people come home, I got friends, street friends, and on the street level, compared to other people, they doing wonderful.
Right.
But they really headed down the path. They don't even see it coming. And I done been in so many trials since I've been home. I done been in so many court cases where I'm telling them like, yo, this is going to be, we know what it's going to be. When you thinking that it's the U.S. government, man. You understand? And we know what it's going to be. So I'm like, yo, listen, you could take the same mindset, the same skill. And I'm telling you, if you apply it over here, the difference is you're not going to jail. You're coming in the house every night. You're going to be a fan, like all the good things that you want to do, you're going to still be able to do them, and you might make more money. You understand what I'm saying? You might, without the stress. You understand what I'm saying?
You got out, you ain't never go back.
No, I did. I did. I reoffended. I did reoffend. So let me tell you, because I'm giving you the backstory.
Okay.
So I came home in 2012. My plan was strictly to be an author. That was it. I got in a messed up relationship. You feel what I'm saying? And lost myself. You feel, and that led me back into the street. That's why I'm setting it up. I'm telling you about the people that when you come home from jail, dudes coming home, getting right in relationships, not getting yourself together. You got to come home and really get yourself together and see which way you want to go first before you try to come out here. Some people will work for it. Granted, I ain't stopping it. You people coming home, they get married. Kudos to them. Some people did actually come home, get married, meet somebody, but that person got to really be for you. And that person got to really see something better for you than the streets. Because if not, it's like, all right, you come home, you dealing with this person, they putting pressure on you to get money and this is that and the third. You can't really keep up because you seeing everybody. First, you see people driving, you see people doing. Now it's a bunch of pressure. Now you feeling the pressure. That call that you didn't want to make, now you about to make that phone call. So when I lost myself, that's what I did. I made that phone call, got back into it. I got locked up again in 2015 and got almost went back upstate. But I was in a program out Parkside and I was doing some volunteer work over there or whatever. And the lady, I think her name was Miss Sharon, she was telling me, she like, man, you a natural leader. Like, why you wasting your time in the streets? You could do a lot of wonderful things if you just apply yourself. That stuck with me. You feel that? She changed my mindset. So she was like one of the first mentors I had. And she really put it in my head. And from there, you know, I took off.
What were the two worst things about being incarcerated in and out all that time? That's the two worst things you can think of.
One of them is death. You lose people close to you. You feel you never got a chance to really say goodbye to them. You understand? You never got a chance to really sit down. Really, people got a lot of forgiveness that they need to give and receive on both ends. So you got your family member, a lot of loose ends. And when somebody pass away, you don't get a chance to say that. So it's like you take that burden. The second thing is being a father. You feel what I'm saying? Being a father. My oldest daughter, I was in jail her whole life. You feel what I'm saying? It's like her whole life. And she about to be 21. I was in there her whole life, and I still got a lot of repairing to do. With my oldest daughter. But that's the main thing. Yeah.
I left her when she was 10.
That's what I'm saying. So my oldest daughter, that's the main thing, like the dad part, because that missing that time, like they run into a lot of and what you gonna say? Right. You in jail, like what you really gonna say? You in jail, and even when coming home, you still gotta prove yourself. Yep. You feel they don't know if you're gonna go back. They don't know if you're gonna turn the street. But what I always tell people, like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, and that's my guy Lips over here. He from my neighborhood. Him that's sitting right here. I always tell him he a good dude. He one of the good dudes from the neighborhood. But I always tell him, like, because we talk about kids a lot. Okay. And I always tell him, I love this neighborhood. I love the kids in it. I love the people in it. But I don't love it more than I love my own children. Right. Because if I go to jail, he go to jail, who gonna take care of him? Who gonna show him? You understand what I'm saying? Who gonna show? But we gotta also be an example for him. You understand what I'm saying? We gotta also be out here and be a walking example. So that was really my goal with, like, I'm not going back because I'm not leaving them out here. Yeah, I'm not doing it. I don't care what you got from me. You could tell me, yo, we could go. I don't care about it. It's just not happening. And then when they go through all them trials and tribulations and you not there, that letter don't mean nothing. That phone call don't mean nothing. The picture, you can draw all the pictures you want, send all the I miss yous on, don't none of that mean nothing, because when your daughter's struggling in a relationship, what you gonna say? You in jail. What game you really gonna give her? You could try it, but I mean.
I know your kids, you miss them, but while you was in there, what was one of the other things you missed most, just about being free?
The moving around part. Let me tell you, believe it or not, honestly, I was in there so long that for a long period of time, I became institutionalized. And let me tell you why. Because for a long period of time, I didn't even care about out here. When I'm in jail, I was in there for so long, it made me a savage to where as though jail became my life. It didn't even matter what was going on out here. I get here when I get here. Right. But that's what being institutionalized do to you. This is my world. This is where I'm at. I don't care. You telling me about a cheese. I don't care. I'm not worried about a cheesesteak. They having spaghetti tonight. Yeah. And my man is the chef. So you feel I'm going to eat that. I'm not worried about what they eating outside. You dig what I'm saying? So that's what it do to you. When you become like that, that's when you get out here. When you can't turn that off, that's a psychological situation. When you can't turn that off, because now you're not afraid to go back in there. Because you so institutional, it don't even matter. You're not afraid to go back in there because you've been in it. It don't phase you. Once you got to get that out your system in order for that to phase you as far as going back in. I got it out my system. I ain't going back in there. You know what I mean? Like, it's out my system.
What did you dream about when you slept at night?
The penmanship, like what I could do with the books, because I was a monster, man. I was putting these drawings out so fast. And it was just like, I was so excited about it. Like, man, I'm going to put this one, part 2, part 3, part 4. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go on these tours. And then when I hit the ground running, one thing about it is, like, you can have a bunch of different plans on that joint. If you don't get out here and really get right to it, them joints could fade. You feel they can fade because you start now. It ain't like jail. Jail, everything's scripted. You get up, you got to go here. You got to do this. You got to do that. But I realized the key to really staying out here is doing the same thing you did in there. Routine. Having a routine. Being consistent, having that routine. Don't get out here and be like, oh, I got idle time. I'm not doing that. Now you hanging where you ain't supposed to hang in. You being around people you ain't supposed to be around. So you breaking that routine. So now you opening up the door for things to happen. You dig what I'm saying? So I don't hang on corners. I don't go to people blocks or whatever. If I got friends or whatever, I call them. I meet them in traffic, but I'm not sitting around. I'm not doing that. I can't do that. That's too risky.
Let me ask you, a big man. But at any point, was you ever worried about, like, prison life, like your safety? Like, did you have problems in there from the way?
No, I had a couple fights. It was like petty, but because I've been in there for so long and all my life, I always landed places where I knew everybody. So it was like because the juvenile system is a gateway for the adult system. So everybody that I was pretty much with in the juvenile system, I seen them upstate, and we knew each other first and last name. So I was like, dang, I ain't see you in 15 years, 16 years. We locked right in with each other. So, and that's another part of the institutionalized thing, is that gets you comfortable. You understand what I'm saying? You don't get uncomfortable. You comfortable because now there go my homie from North. They go my homie from Southwest. They go my homie from there. It's a comfortability thing. You feel what I'm saying? I got homies on there. It don't matter where you send me. I got homies on every block. You dig what I'm saying?
So it ain't easy being locked up away from your family, nothing like that. How did you keep from losing your mind? Because some dudes in there, it was too much for them, and you see it. So how did you stay sane through it all?
Creativity. I worked in the library. I kept busy. Like I said, I wrote 42 books in there. I kept my mind. You feel them? Like the lyric, lock your body, can't trap your mind. You feel them? So that's what it is. When you able to elevate your mind and stay busy, read books. I started changing my conversation with people that I had, you know, with dudes. I ain't want to talk about the streets. I want to talk about what we gonna do when we get there. Productive. You understand what I'm saying? Stuff like that. My man Russell Barnes, that's out here now, he got his Instagram page, Russ B1. He got like close to 300,000 followers from the muscle. He workout boy. That was my walkie. All we did was talk about doing productive things when we got out here. And he ain't even know his path was going to be the workout, but he turned it up and he's serious about it, and it's showing. The results is showing what he doing. You understand? He didn't pay for no followers or nothing. He built his following with his workout stuff from the ground up. So that was it. Like we wanted to be productive, and some of us, like, because he even went back. But the thing about it is, he had to go back and find himself, just like I had to go back to regroup, because sometimes it take that. You feel me? God forbid nobody go back for something that they never can make it back out here for. But sometimes it's like, I'm gonna remind you. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna remind you. You play games because in them places, a lot of people that's never seeing this out here again. You understand what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people that been in there since before I was born and stuff like that. And you know, they never gonna see out here again. So when you get the opportunity, them old heads grind you up. What you going back in? Because you couldn't get a job, because you couldn't get this. I've been here 38 years. You ain't got no excuse to be telling me this is hard and that is hard. Ain't nothing hard. You out there free. So, you know, all that, I put all that in my mind. I let that be a reminder. The old heads I had that I walk with, I let them be a reminder of what I need to do when I got out here.
What's something that you'll never forget about prison out of all the things you saw?
I seen somebody kill himself. Yeah, I seen somebody lose a family member, and the next morning they put the sheet. I mean, the same night they put the sheet in the toilet. I don't know if certain jails, but certain jails got them strong toilets. Yeah, they put the joint in there, and they choked themselves to death. You know what I mean? So that was he wasn't even like no life or nothing. He was only in there for a few years, but
that's how hard.
You know what I mean? That's how hard. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I seen violence and stuff like that, but like seeing somebody actually like take their own life. And there's a lot of mental people in that joint, but they'll talk it before they do it. Most of them using it to get something out of it. This dude actually did it. He ain't tell nobody. He got a bad phone call. The next morning he was gone.
And he ain't had life or nothing.
Yeah, he ain't had no life sentence.
Did you have any fears about, like, the last time you got locked up before it was time to get out, like that's concerning reentry, like will you make it, or like was you worried about anything like before you got out?
No, I was more concerned about the path I was going to take.
Or just
am I going to continue on what I'm doing and keep getting the same results? You feel me? Am I going to be this dude coming in and out of jail till I'm 50, 60, no skills, coming back out here just wandering like a lost soul? Am I going to continue to? But I had to really have that conversation with myself, because as far as the reentry, I was out here. So I know for a fact, like, it's hard as the person make it. But if you look around, everybody's hiring. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody. It's not a job in the city of Philadelphia that's not. It's you if you really want it. I know people that went to construction sites every day for weeks. Like, yo, I need a job, and now they in the union. You understand? It's if you want it or not. If you don't, that's just how it's going to go.
You just have to decide, like,
you feel me? When you get that tired point, you understand what I'm saying? Like, yo, you gonna sit out here and you gonna play, or you gonna want it? Because in there, this is what I always tell people to think about. In there, you work 19 cents an hour. You will get up every day, go to work faithfully. You get a barber job, you there faithfully. You get a kitchen job, you there faithfully for pennies. You get out here, what's the complaint about, bro? Why do you think you gotta, oh, I ain't getting a job unless they giving me 26, 27. Why? You ain't show your value yet. And there, you're gonna start out at 18 cents. You understand? If nobody's looking out for you, you're gonna get what they get of people that ain't nobody. So at the end of the day, you gotta build that value up on your own. Don't come out here and just think, oh, you about to get $30 an hour. That ain't how this thing work out here. That ain't how it work. You got to build that up.
Same way in there, you're going step by step.
You're going step by step. You're going. You feel them? But the thing is, in there, you more excited about it. Yo, they just took me from the kitchen. I got this job outside. Man, I'm ready to go out there. I'm ready. Now I'm getting 75 cents an hour. You like, oh, bro. All right. So when you have that same energy when you get out here and they start you at the bottom with $12 an hour, you can move up. It's on you. If you want to move up, you can apply that same pressure and move up. Yeah.
It's hard to get to know your family all over again, or did you have to? Or
yeah, it is, because for one, a lot of your family members going to be used to the old you. Right. You feel them? Especially if you change. If you the old you, they can adapt to that because they used to that person. Yep. But if you change, that's when it really get a little tricky, because a lot of people like on the tip like, did he really change? Is he fronting? Is he? You feel what I'm saying? So you got to get it. You got to get adapted to that. But I believe like the family who always really seen it in you and loved you for you, they accept it however it go. And they'll get frustrated if you went the old route. Right. You feel what I'm saying? They believe exactly when you was exactly.
If you could go back in time, what advice would you give your younger self, if any?
That's a good question. That's one of the best questions I heard. Education. Yeah, I go more for the education, learning and really like applying myself to education, because I feel like out of all the things that I had to go through, I feel like being older, I feel like that part of my life, that tool, I would be in a way better position now if I got the education. You feel what I'm saying? And it's really stuck it out. Yeah, the skill setting and some of them tools from the education part. Yeah, education. I would be education for me.
What's the main thing that you appreciate now that you might have taken for granted before?
Relationships. Yeah, relationships. Realizing that everything ain't about materialistic things, everything ain't about trying to get over on people and having an agenda, because we living in a time right now where people know them, like the morals and stuff like that is at an all-time low. So like the relationships, keeping the people that genuinely care about you close, versus being so caught up in who you is, you chase that away. You understand what I'm saying? So it'll be relationships. You know what I mean? It'll be relationships on that journey of where you going. You lose some of them people. It'll be relationships, and people can always say, well, the people that's meant for you will always be here, and they ain't go nowhere. That's wrong. Right. You understand what I'm saying? You can't. Yeah, you feel them? So you can't keep on. Yeah, you can't keep on hurting a person and then just saying like, oh, this person is going to be here. Right. And they're going to be around. No, life don't work like that. You feel what I'm saying? Life just don't work like that. You know what I mean? And I'm going through that now, like with my fiance. Like I took her for granted. Yeah. So now I got to fight that hard to get it back. Yeah. You feel? But it's worth it at the end of the day. You understand what I'm saying?
You know who you are.
Exactly. It's worth it. You feel what I'm saying? It's worth it. And you got to respect the fact of somebody that would actually not only forgive you, but aid you in that change, you becoming a different person and doing the right thing and stuff like that with your life. So yeah.
So what you doing now, business-wise, career-wise? Any goals you want to share? Any accomplishments?
I still, junk removal is my thing. That give me the freedom to not only build, but to show people like that it ain't never going nowhere. This is $1 billion business. You understand? A piece of junk anywhere is worth money. As long as you got a truck. I never listened to the old heads when they told me that. You get a truck, you never gonna go broke. But they was telling the truth. You thinking they ain't got no, you looking like Sanford and Son. You thinking they ain't got no money, but they did. They just ain't show you. You feel what I'm saying? So once I got more into that, it's like, yo, you don't have to really show nothing and you can really have it all for real, versus showing it and you really don't have nothing. Right. So that's what I had to learn from, like, I worked with some contractors. They $50,000, $60,000 a month.
Yeah.
They got trucks older than mine. But go to their houses and see how they living. You see the vacations that they take.
Yeah.
Oh, these dudes really got it. They just don't show it because it ain't no point of showing.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. I seen something on the gram about Barber consulting firm.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting into next. That's more so like so the consulting thing is like a number of different things, like far as like branding. You understand what I'm saying? I got outside of junk removal, I got a set of a bunch of different skills.
Yeah.
But I look at it too, it's like I relate it to the streets, like a phone.
Right.
Getting a drug phone popping.
Yeah.
If I could do that, I could show you how to get your t-shirt line popping. My thing is old school. How I got this popping, all I did was hand out flyers at Lowe's every day. I didn't want to do it to Instagram. I never got no business off of Instagram. Yeah. All mines came from putting flyers in people's windows every single day. Yeah. So when the real estate lady walked up on me, she said, yo, I see you out here, rain, sleet, hell, snow. How would you like to make $10,000 a month? I said, hell yeah, I want to make. She said, well, get your paperwork, get this, get that. I got all those things. I think the first month with that particular real estate company, I did like 37 grand with them. You dig what I'm saying? And it just showed me, like, oh, bet, this is a piece of the pie. Yeah. But when I'm looking at other junk removal companies, and I'm doing the math, and I'm like, yo, there's people out here doing $1 million a month, $2 million a month. You understand? You can do whatever you want if you apply yourself, but you got to be focused. You understand? It take a lot of focus. It take a lot of discipline, a lot of hard work to do that. But that's where the consulting firm come in at, like just applying all those different set of skills and being a consultant to somebody else. So like if you doing video, I don't know how to do this. I don't have that skill set, but I might have the skill set to say, hey, yo, bro, I got an idea for you. You feel what I'm saying? Let's go. We ain't gonna be out tasking. Let's go somewhere else where they have an event or something like that, and let's interview such and such, such and such, such and such. Right. Now that might take you over the loop. You understand what I'm saying? So that's where my set of skills gonna come in at like when I introduce. Exactly. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. That's how that's gonna come into play.
So you got a favorite meal out here? Like what you like to eat?
Seafood. Yeah, that's the Going back to that other question, that's what I miss. I ain't had that in there. Okay. So it'd be the seafood. Yeah. You don't get that up there. You ain't getting the lobster, shrimp, and all that. You ain't getting that up there.
I know you're grateful for everything, but are you satisfied with where you are today?
No, I'm not. I feel like really my chapter just started. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? My chapter it just started. Like Reese, I was so much in a dark place. Like a couple weeks ago, I just got back into the church. Yeah. You understand? And I was going away for so long, and it's just like that experience, that whole experience, and me like getting back in and accepting God. Like it was hard for me. Like I had to lose it all. You understand? And really get pulled out myself. It was like an out of body experience to see myself for what I was doing and the type of person that I was and how I was treating people that I love. And I felt good. It was like the best feeling in the world. And it was like now I'm able to see clear of what my purpose is. You understand? And that's feet on the land, trying to stop a lot of these young boys from making the same mistakes that I made coming up.
What I would tell you, a generous man, Mr. Barber. On your posts, I see you giving business ideas, leads to whoever tuned in. You gave the game on how you can make your money back, what you could do with it.
Yeah.
So
because I do stuff like that because at the end of the day, like coming from the ghetto and stuff, it's no blueprint on like people teaching us how to invest our money. Yeah. We don't know. That's why when a lot of people in the hood get money, they end up broke again. Yeah. Because there's nobody to tell you, you feel what I'm saying? Yo, this is what to do. Even if you think about like all the people that's doing credit repair, everybody tell you how to get good credit, but once I got good credit, what am I supposed to do with it? Right. You understand? Like now I got good credit. My score is at 800. What's next? Right. Y'all only telling me how to get the good credit. Nobody's telling me. So everything with us, and it's only our race. We the only really race that want to sell everything. Yeah. I don't want to sell none of this stuff. I want to give it away. And people are like, no, nothing should be sold. It should be told. Like, forget all them terminologies and stuff. We losing. We the last in the race. Yep. If this was a race, the black race is last. We last. Look at the pandemic, man. Our race had millions of dollars. Yeah. Where is it at? You don't see it. The Mexicans did what they were supposed to do with it. The Chinese did with it. Everybody that did what they were supposed to do with it, but us. Yeah. We went right back to the stores. They opened them up. People was in the expense. Oh, we buying sneaks, we buying clothes, we buying cars. We did all this stuff. We had millions of dollars. Trump gave us millions, and we ain't turn it back into our communities. You feel them? Because we don't know how. It's not really a lot of people's fault. We just don't know how to do it because nobody said, "Hen, this is how you do it." Everybody threw a price on it. Oh, this for sale. Come to this class. This 3,500. Come here. People like, oh man, I ain't, because the fear of it. Like, what if I pay 2,500 and don't learn nothing? You understand what I'm saying? So my thing is, I'm different. I'm gonna give it to you for free. Like when I had my seminar, mine is for free. You don't gotta pay nothing. Come, everything I learned about junk removal, I'm gonna give it to you. You understand what I'm saying? And now it's up to you to do something with it. You feel me? I ain't gonna charge you for it. You understand what I'm saying?
I even see you on Instagram saying, hit me up on a DM if you got questions.
If you got questions, and I get a lot of, I get a lot of questions. I recently sold a real estate plug to one of my homies who was just ready. But all the paperwork and stuff that he got, the last 6-7 months, he was in my DM all the time, step by step. I gave him everything. He did it, and he thanked me every day. Yo, bro, I appreciate that, man. I'm cool. I ain't got to do nothing. I said, yeah, and that's just one real estate company. You got the paperwork now. You can approach them all. You understand? Now you can approach them all.
It seems like you get pure joy out of elevating people.
Yeah, man.
Talk about the kids earlier, keep them from taking the path
most definitely. Most definitely. You see how they is with me?
They love you.
You feel what I'm saying? You see how they is with me? You feel what I'm saying? If I would have went and got all, because the program I had out here, it was called The Art of Hustle. It started with 10 kids. I had 40 kids over here by myself last summer. I had 40 kids right here teaching them how to sell candy, everything but going to the streets. Because if we can create them young and we can get that in them while they're young, at the end of the day, to me, I don't knock nobody with a 9-to-5. But on the same token, like where we come from, I also feel like that should just be an option, not your only option. Once you tap into who you is, it's like, yo, we meant to be entrepreneurs. You understand what I'm saying? We meant to be entrepreneurs. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like, only if it was wifey, I'd answer. But yeah, you know what I mean? But no, we meant to be entrepreneurs, man. You know what I mean?
So back to the streets real quick then. One of your posts said, after you prove to the streets you hard, you gotta prove to the DA you innocent. So could you briefly elaborate on that for the young people?
Because think about it. Like, and I'm gonna break it down as simple as this. It's like, with all this violence going on out here, if this is all y'all want to do, why go to court and fight the case? Why fight it? If you just gonna come back out here and really do the same thing and really get out here and really accept death or jail, when you go to jail, just accept your fate. Don't even fight. You understand what I'm saying? So now you gotta prove that you're not this person. Now you gotta come to court looking like you a stand-up citizen. You understand what I'm saying? Most of us go to jail, you find religion and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you know your heart. You know if it's real or not. So why you sitting in there fronting like you this person, but you really not? Because you know in the back of your mind, you're coming out here to do the same exact thing. You understand what I'm saying? So now you got to prove to these people, oh, I'm not this person. I didn't do this, that, and the third. But deep down inside, you know you is. You understand what I'm saying? So, and it's going to be like that as long as you continue to live this life of crime. That's how it's going to be.
So last question.
Yeah.
How you crashed the van?
Oh man, so I crashed that, right? I'm not gonna even lie. I was coming down, I was somewhere in Frankfurt. I was trying to get the navigation on my phone and put it on the window, but the car just came out and she just hit me, knocked me to a pole, and then kept on going.
Tore my shit up.
And then kept on going. Yeah, I made a lot of money with that. I missed that van. That was my baby. Because I was so proud of it because I got it. It was a traveling van first. I took the seats out. Then I got it wrapped. That was the only joint I had wrapped like that. You understand? So it was because I got a lot of business off it. Them joints is important. Them vans being wrapped because that actually you're a moving billboard. You understand? People see you all day. Oh man, dang, I needed somebody to come get this stuff out the house, and they see you can be in traffic. People taking pictures. So I was getting 50, 60 calls a day. Hey man, I got something, blah, blah, blah. That's money, period. So I'm getting another. You know what I mean? I'm definitely getting another.
Well, man, I'm glad you're safe out here. You're a rising tide lifting up all the boats in the water. You're just getting started, like you said.
Yeah, I'm just getting started, man.
So I can't wait to see where you go, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, the reaching out, man. And you know, anything you need me on, wherever you at, man. I don't care what it is, man. You can call me and I'm coming through.
Redemption is just the beginning, the start of the mission, the journey to winning, the cycle is ending. I'm free, it feel like a dream. Pinch me, I gotta stay woke, survive my parole. Eyes on the goal, mode on go. My answer is no to your guns and your dope. That ain't looking out, that's my neck in a rope. Oh, hanging myself, that's playing myself. That ain't self-love, that's hating myself. Did too many years to forget how it felt and forget who I hurt. I put in the work.
All right, so I'm gonna interview her then. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna interview her. So tell everybody your name first.
Zara.
Huh?
Zara.
Zara. How old is you? 10. 10? What you want to be when you grow up?
A lawyer, but it takes a lot of things.
You want to be a lawyer? Oh, give me 5. You want to be a lawyer? What kind of lawyer?
A lawyer that get people out of jail.
You want to tell them how you know me? How you know Snoop?
I know Snoop because he used to come around here every day with the truck, and I used to work on it with him. Before I even had my
prison, I could work in the Denny's, ain't greedy no more. It's no longer in me, I'm grateful for whatever they give me. Ain't stopping for nothing, success in my veins.
Problem is, y'all really be second guessing yourself. Let me tell you how. Because you could be a female, you can be like, yeah, I'm about to do lashes. But then to think about it, everybody do lashes. All my friends do lashes. I'm going to do hair. But everybody do hair. Forget all that. Forget all that. They not you. They not you. It's the same way with dudes, man. You want to do trucking. Oh, man, everybody messing with the trucks, man. I feel like that's watered down. And it's, man, you selling yourself short. You selling yourself short. Let me tell you, every day I ride past a million, I ain't going to say a million, I'm capping, but a lot of junk removals, right? How many cribs I done showed y'all? That shit don't stop nothing. That don't stop nothing because the bottom line, they can't out-hustle me. None of them. None of them. I don't care who you name in the city when it come down to junk removal, I'm telling you, they can't out-hustle me.
What's your name and where you from?
My name is Major. I'm from Florida. I'm good at football.
What's your favorite sport?
It would be like football.
What's your favorite game right now?
My favorite game like right now, like Call of Duty.
It's a lot of these stories. I got homies, man, that's doing wonderful out here that I'm gonna reach out to. And you know, I'm talking about like older guys that came home off the life sentence bids.
If you think that you or someone you know would like to be featured on an upcoming episode of Surviving Parole, please have them send us a message on Instagram at Surviving Parole or YouTube at Surviving Parole.
I'm not trying to change everybody, but if I could do it one at a time, that's a start. Yeah. So if I could save one of these young boys in my neighborhood, that's a start because now he could save somebody. You feel, and then it trickles on down. Yeah. So if they can see me how they see me in this light right here that I am, who I was, that don't matter. Right. They see me how they see me now. That's I'm making an impact now. I always tell people the real definition of an OG is not a person that was just in a gang. It's a person that elevated and changed and able to help people change their lives. So not a person that stayed the same or you know, he just an OG because of what he did in the streets. No, that's not true. You feel what I'm saying? It's about you elevating it and being able for these dudes to come to you and say he lived it, he don't live it no more. He around to be able to tell his story. My story that I'm sharing is the only to help people. I don't want to motivate you. I'm ashamed of who I was back then. You understand what I'm saying? I don't never want to be that person again. You feel, because I had to endure too much, but I had to endure it for you. You younger than me. I had to go through that so you won't have to go through it. So learn off of my story. I'm telling you, you understand? You're going to crash, you're going to burn, you're either going to get killed out here or you're going to die in jail. It's the only way. You feel what I'm saying?